Have you ever said to yourself, I can't do this because this thing happened, therefore I cannot move this way? Guess what? You're right. You are so right. And here's the thing when it comes to mindset is we can literally take that thing that's holding you back and we can slingshot you to the other side of actually taking full advantage of it and moving your life to where you want it to go. So for those of you who don't know me, now my name is Claire. I'm a life and business coach, and I love AI automation, anything to give you time, money, and location freedom. That's what I'm about. So today we're talking about this mindset that I'm always right, which we are. So how do we swing something like that around? This happened, therefore I can't. And let me tell you something. I was a queen of this is because I can't, or this happened, therefore I can, or this person's standing in my way, therefore I can't. I don't have enough money, therefore I cannot. Whatever that story is that you have right now, you are 100% right, and you have just given your power to that very thing to keep you stuck. I don't think I need to say that again, right? Of course. So the first thing to realize in this journey is that you are always right, but where you put your attention is what makes the difference. So how do we reframe something like this? Like, I don't have enough money, therefore I cannot. Well, it comes down to simply asking yourself, is that true? Well, could be in your case, you could say, well, I'm battling to pay the bills. Sure. Then how did somebody else who was also battling to pay the bills do exactly that and became a success? And I'll tell you how. They took the thing that was holding them back, that was feeding them the power. They took it and they changed their life because of it. If you say, well, I can't do this because my mom or my dad and I grew up this way and that's just how I am, and now I can't do sales because I don't like people, you're right. Or you could take that same thing, because of that, I wasn't great with people, but you know what? It gave me such opportunity to go and learn to do it. And now I'm 10 times better than anybody because I had to battle and find my way through it. The end of the day, we have the power to be able to flip that situation around in our minds. Now, you're going to say, well, it's not always that easy. And sure, I agree. Sometimes it takes a lot of digging to get to the bottom. And sometimes you might even need a coach that's going to help you through and get you just to look at things in different ways. But at the end of the day, what we can do is we can really decide, how badly do I want to change my life? And how much more longer do I want to suffer because of the thing I am making true in my life, especially the things that are not serving me and all those people around me. You see, what happens is we have given the power every single day to make us or break us, but it is what goes on in here, our mindset and how we actually do it. The thing is, in the short term, it's very easy for me to say, I can't do this because in that very moment, I feel better, because I feel a little bit more positive, because it doesn't put it all on me. It's okay. However, if I had to take that thing and I had to bring it inward and say, okay, even if that is true, which it is, okay, what am I going to do about it? And am I going to sit here for the rest of the next 20 years still allowing that thing to hold me like that and giving ultimately that person the power of my life, the very thing that I'm hating the most? They got the power. You keeping it there, or am I going to change this today? And sometimes we're so focused in on the problem that we don't actually see there's a road out of it. And that's okay. This is why we have coaches and why we have mentorship going around. I had to learn this lesson the very hard way. I came from a very blaming background in my head. Blame this person, blame this situation, blame myself, blame. Until I realized, well, I'm right. And then, so now what am I going to do about it? Do I want this to carry on for 20 years? Or do I want to do something about it? And for the moment, start working on it. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but have that freedom later to say, look what I did when I turned around, to be an inspiration to others, to be an inspiration despite all that stuff. I managed to get through it. So this is where they call it the victim stage. No, I don't know. I call it a disempowering stage because it just disempowers you. You got the power, it's just you're not seeing through it in the moment. So for a moment, take note, grab a pen and paper and say, what is my because story? I can't do this because this is difficult, because this person holds me back, that event happened, therefore. Events are going to happen. Life is like the ocean, right? Events and people are like the waves. And the thing is, we all have a surfboard, and some of the waves are fantastic and fun and exciting and wonderful and easy to glide over, and sometimes even catch a wave, and we like be so powerful getting out of it. But sometimes some of those waves are so big and it knocks you. And here's the thing, do we get out of the water and never climb back? Or do we take it and try again? This time with a little bit more knowledge that wave that we actually, now we know that kind of wave. We know when to climb or ride it. We know when not to do it. We know how to ride it, because also we have all these other riders, surfers with us in the water that can guide us if we don't know and say, you see that wave there? This is how you navigate it. That one is going to knock you. Previously, we were doing it all by ourselves. It's all about community. It's all about the people that you hang around. And it's all about the thinking that we have become accustomed to in the stuff that's ruling our life today. So take that piece of paper right now and say to yourself, I have this dream, but I can't do it because. And even if you write 10 things or 20 things, now take each one of those and sit and ask yourself, how have I given that thing the power to make this true? Or I'm just giving it the power to keep me stuck? And how can I change it? How else can I look at this? How can I think of life differently? How can I use that anger, that disappointment, that whatever it is, to fuel you, to get out of it, to take a book, to study, to do a course, to learn, to get involved in communities like this, where you can start excelling and growing rather than sitting there just going, I'm disempowered, I can't. Because what that does in time is you start believing that story in your head like I did. And you will sit with that story over and over and say, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. This is for other people. I'm not a good business person. Like, people just walk all over me. And you come up with all these stories. So what if people are walking all over you? Learn to stop that process. Learn to become so anchored in yourself and stable within yourself that doesn't happen. Learn to become so smart that nobody else can do that because you've learned from it before. The thing is, we just go, I don't want to go there again because it was hard. Sure, it was hard. But you can say, yes, it was hard and I learned something. It will never happen again. And start not again, because you just start from where you stopped. You've already learned all of that. You just start again and say, okay, well, I'm just moving forward now. I don't have to start from day one because I've got all this knowledge. But how can I improve going forward? You see, that's a difference with mindset thinking and your business and where you are going to go. So ultimately, we are saying you are right. Do you want to be right in some circumstances? Or do you want to use that as your fuel, your rocket fuel, to get you to the moon, to that North Star where you wanted to go? You can sit there and you can feel disempowered, or you can use that very thing to empower you and make something so big that you actually wondered, why did I never see this before? So if that is resonating with you, what I want you to do is comment below. And I want you to change one thing today that you are going to say, because of this, I have learned, and from today, I will show up as. Do that, comment below. And if you haven't joined our community, there's an application form in there that you can just join the community. You can choose which platform or all of them that you want to be on, and we are there to serve you. Start interacting with a community that is on the life path that you are on today. One of growth, one of getting what you want, one of creating that time and money and location freedom so that you can start doing the things that you've always wanted to do. See you on the next one.